The air was thick with tension in the Grand Assembly Hall of the United Nations, where leaders from around the globe had gathered. An eerie silence enveloped the room as the holographic image flickered to life, revealing the towering figure of Zorath, the envoy from the Zeta Reticuli star system. His eyes, large and unblinking, surveyed the room with an air of detached curiosity. "Esteemed leaders of Earth," Zorath's voice boomed, resonating through the translators embedded in the seats of each delegate. "We have heard your plea for assistance in combating the dire environmental catastrophes you face. Your world teeters on the brink of ecological collapse, a fate we deeply sympathize with." A murmur rose among the human leaders, hopeful yet anxious. President Maria Alvarez of the North American Union leaned forward, her hands clasped tightly. "We appreciate your consideration, Envoy Zorath. Our scientists believe that with your advanced technology, we can reverse the damage and save our planet." Zorath's next words fell like a hammer, dashing the burgeoning hope with clinical precision. "It is not our policy to intervene in the natural evolutionary or developmental processes of any species. We must refuse your request. Our non-interventionist policies are bound by the Galactic Conclave's directives. We cannot, in good conscience, assist." The room erupted in whispers of disbelief and indignation. General Secretary Liu Fang of the United Nations stood, her voice steady despite the turmoil. "With all due respect, Envoy, isn't the exchange of knowledge and aid among civilizations a cornerstone of galactic harmony? How can watching us suffer be justified under your ethics?" Zorath's image wavered slightly, his tone unyielding. "Our assistance would only offer temporary relief. Your species must learn to overcome these challenges on your own. This is the path to true resilience and sustainability." As the hologram faded out, leaving a galaxy of stars glittering coldly in its wake, a heavy sense of abandonment settled over the assembly. But amidst the despair, a new resolve began to take root. Later that night, in a secluded office high above the city skyline, President Alvarez convened an emergency meeting with her closest advisors and several leading scientists. The room was somber, the stakes clear. Dr. Helen Choi, a renowned climatologist, addressed the room. "If the aliens won't help us, we must rely on our own ingenuity. We have the groundwork for several projects that, with enough support and resources, could start reversing some of the environmental damage." Her colleague, Dr. Rajiv Mehta, a specialist in renewable energy technologies, added, "We've developed prototypes for advanced solar and wind energy harvesters. These could be scaled up quickly to reduce our reliance on fossil fuels significantly." The discussion went on, with each participant bringing forth ideas and solutions, from genetic modifications for crop resilience to large-scale water purification systems. President Alvarez listened intently, her mind racing. As dawn broke over the city, a plan began to take shape, a bold, ambitious plan to unite humanity in a common cause. It was a risk, a colossal gamble with no guarantee of success, but it was a chance they had to take. President Alvarez stood before her colleagues, her voice firm. "If the galaxy will not come to our aid, we will rise and face this challenge ourselves. We will share our knowledge, pool our resources, and fight for our survival. This is our planet, and we will fight to save it." With renewed determination, the leaders of Earth prepared to embark on their greatest venture yet. The road ahead was uncertain, fraught with challenges and perils. But for the first time in a long while, hope was on their side. They were ready to risk everything to save their world. In the sprawling, sun-baked deserts of the Australian outback, a colossal structure rose from the red sands. The Solar Spire. This pioneering project, spearheaded by Dr. Rajiv Mehta and his team, aimed to harness the relentless power of the sun. Towering above the landscape, the spire was equipped with thousands of photovoltaic panels that could convert sunlight into electricity with unprecedented efficiency. Below ground, vast storage cells captured excess energy for use during nighttime hours or cloudy days. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, Dr. Helen Choi supervised the deployment of the Atlantia project. Off the coast of North America, engineers and marine biologists worked together to install massive floating platforms that supported algae-based bioreactors. These reactors not only produced biofuel, but also helped sequester carbon from the atmosphere, combating the rising levels of greenhouse gases. The efforts were not limited to these massive undertakings. In Europe, a network of urban farms sprang up, utilizing vertical farming techniques that multiplied the available agricultural space without expanding the city footprints. These farms used genetically modified crops that thrived on minimal water and resisted the harsher climates that now plagued many regions. Each project, while ambitious, faced its share of skepticism and logistical nightmares. Funding was a constant hurdle, as global economies struggled to stabilize in the face of environmental upheavals. Political will fluctuated, with some leaders championing the cause while others balked at the expense and commitment required. Despite these challenges, a unifying spirit began to weave through the populations of Earth. News feeds and broadcasts were filled not with despair, but with stories of innovation and cooperation. Engineers from rival nations collaborated, sharing breakthroughs and setbacks alike. Scientists from diverse disciplines pooled their knowledge to tackle problems from multiple angles. In Africa, communities that had once competed for water resources now work together to construct expansive rainwater capture systems, designed by local engineers to maximize efficiency and sustainability. These systems not only provided water for drinking and irrigation, but also replenished local aquifers, gradually restoring the ecological balance. As these initiatives gained momentum, the initial reluctance from some sectors of society began to wane. People saw the tangible benefits of their contributions: clearer skies, revitalized landscapes, a slow but noticeable improvement in air and water quality. The collective endeavor of humanity was turning the tide against the environmental doom that had once seemed inevitable. Amidst this global effort, an unexpected development occurred. The alien observers, having maintained a discreet distance since their refusal to assist, began to show signs of interest. Their ships, previously cloaked and unobtrusive, started appearing more frequently in Earth's orbit. Their sensors directed not at military installations, but at the sites of human ingenuity. The question then arose: had humanity's resolve and resilience piqued the curiosity of their galactic neighbors? As Earth continued its ambitious projects, the gaze of the galaxy remained fixed on the blue planet, watching as a once struggling civilization rose, through sheer determination and innovative spirit, to reclaim its future. On a crisp morning at the solar spire, Dr. Rajiv Mehta observed an anomaly on his monitoring systems, a signal of unknown origin, pulsating at a frequency that didn't match any terrestrial technology. The team scrambled to triangulate the source, discovering that it emanated from a point just beyond the moon's orbit. As they watched, a small, sleek spacecraft, unlike any human-made design, descended towards Earth, settling gently beside the spire. The hatch of the vessel opened, revealing three figures, unmistakably alien, yet distinct from the Zeta Reticuli envoy. Their skin shimmered like polished obsidian, and their eyes glowed with a soft luminescence. They introduced themselves as emissaries from the Andromedan Council, a collective previously unknown to Earth. "We have been observers," one explained through a device that rendered their speech into fluent English. "Your determination in the face of adversity has caught the attention of many in the galaxy. The Council has decided to offer assistance, or rather, an exchange." The Andromedans proposed a partnership, technological insights in exchange for a detailed study of Earth's innovative projects and their societal impacts. It was a gesture of solidarity and curiosity, a stark contrast to the aloofness of the Zeta Reticuli. Under the scrutiny of international leaders, agreements were drafted. Earth would receive advanced technologies that could enhance their environmental restoration efforts, particularly in energy efficiency and waste reduction. In return, the Andromedans would be allowed to observe and learn from the human spirit of resilience and creativity. As the cooperation unfolded, technologies that once seemed decades away from practical application were realized swiftly. Quantum batteries that could store vast amounts of energy with minimal loss were integrated into the power grids of major cities. Nano-filtration systems that could purify polluted water sources were deployed globally, drastically improving the availability of clean water. The shared knowledge sparked a renaissance of innovation on Earth. Universities and research institutions became bustling hubs of activity, where human scientists worked alongside their Andromedan counterparts. The collaboration transcended mere technology transfer. It became a melting pot of interstellar cultures and ideas. In Asia, a joint team developed synthetic photosynthesis panels that not only generated power, but also converted excess CO2 into oxygen and biomaterials. The Sahara Forest Project expanded, turning arid land into lush biomes using terraforming techniques inspired by Andromedan ecology. This burgeoning alliance did not go unnoticed. Other galactic civilizations began to show interest, each bringing their own perspectives and technologies to the table. A new network of communication and trade started to form, positioning Earth as a key member of an emerging interstellar community. The resurgence of Earth caught the eye of the Zeta Reticuli once more. The envoy Zorath reappeared, this time in person, at the United Nations. His earlier dismissiveness had softened, replaced by an acknowledgement of Earth's achievements. "Your progress is commendable," Zorath conceded. "Perhaps there is much the Conclave can learn from your species' capacity for growth and adaptation." The human leaders, once desperate for any help, now met his gaze with confidence. Earth had not only survived, it had thrived and earned a place among the stars, reshaping its destiny through the power of its own will and the unexpected solidarity of a galactic community. The Earth, once a silent spectator in the galactic arena, was now host to the inaugural Symposium of Stars, a gathering that brought together representatives from multiple star systems. The venue, a vast architectural marvel floating in orbit around Earth, was a testament to human creativity and Andromedan technology, a structure that could accommodate varied atmospheric and gravitational needs. The symposium kicked off with presentations from Earth's leaders and scientists showcasing the planet's rapid advancements and the ecological restoration projects that had sprouted up across the globe. Dr. Helen Choi demonstrated the latest in climate stabilization technology, including artificial weather modulation systems that had successfully reversed desertification in several regions. Meanwhile, an Andromedan geneticist introduced breakthroughs in biotechnology that had been enhanced by Earth's unique biodiversity, offering new ways to combat diseases that plagued both terrestrial and extraterrestrial populations. This cross-pollination of ideas and resources was not just about sharing technology, but also about weaving a tapestry of mutual survival and prosperity. As the symposium progressed, it became a crucible for forming new alliances. The delegates from Sirius, known for their advanced propulsion technologies, were particularly interested in the Solar Spire's energy innovations. They proposed a joint venture to develop a new class of spacecraft powered by solar energy, capable of longer interstellar journeys without the need for rare fuel sources. The discussions took on a deeper significance as cultural exchanges began to take place. Human artists, musicians, and writers shared stages with alien counterparts, each learning from the other's expressions of life and existence. These cultural dialogues enriched the symposium, highlighting the diverse ways in which civilizations understood and interacted with the universe. An unexpected proposal came from the emissaries of a newly introduced species from the Orion Belt. They suggested the creation of a galactic library, a repository of knowledge and history from all participating civilizations. Earth, with its newfound role as a central hub, was chosen as the site for this monumental endeavor. This library would not only be a storehouse of information, but also a beacon of universal education, accessible to all species. Plans were laid out to include not only scientific and technological archives, but also artistic and cultural treasures that could foster a deeper understanding among the galaxy's diverse inhabitants. As the symposium neared its conclusion, a roundtable discussion was held to address potential threats that could arise from such rapid expansion and interaction among star systems. Topics of debate included the safeguarding of cultural identities and the prevention of technological misuses. A consensus emerged on the need for a galactic council, a governing body that would oversee the implementation of symposium resolutions and mediate interstellar disputes. Zorath, now an active participant rather than a detached observer, supported the idea, marking a significant shift in the Conclave's stance towards Earth. "This planet has shown us the power of unity and the potential of shared goals," he reflected. It is only fitting that we take the lessons learned here and apply them across the stars. The Symposium of Stars concluded with a declaration of cooperation signed by all attending species. Earth had not only saved itself from environmental catastrophe, but had also catalyzed a new era in galactic relations, proving that even in a universe of advanced civilizations, the courage to change and adapt was the most powerful force of all. The focus of human and alien ingenuity next turned towards Mars, a planet that had long captured the imagination of Earth's inhabitants. With the support of the Galactic Council and the technologies pooled from the Symposium of Stars, a new mission was launched: the terraforming of Mars, an ambitious plan to transform the Red Planet into a habitable world. The project began with the establishment of the Ares colony, a settlement designed to be a self-sustaining ecosystem. Martian poles were targeted for sublimation, using orbital mirrors designed by Syrian engineers to reflect sunlight, gradually warming the planet. This process was complemented by the introduction of genetically engineered extremophiles, developed jointly by Earth and Andromedan biologists, capable of surviving Mars's harsh conditions and initiating an atmospheric change. As the Martian ice began to melt, releasing carbon dioxide, the planet's thin atmosphere slowly thickened, a process monitored meticulously from orbit and the surface. Each phase of the terraforming was adjusted in real time, guided by the vast data analytics capabilities contributed by the Orion Belt's mathematicians. On the surface, human and alien teams worked side by side. They constructed vast networks of aqueducts and canals, inspired by ancient Earth technologies, but built with materials developed on Sirius. These structures were intended to manage and distribute the newly liberated water across the Martian landscape. In laboratories dotting the Martian landscape, scientists worked on adapting terrestrial plants to the Martian soil, enriched with microbes capable of fixing nitrogen, an essential step in making the soil viable for agriculture. This bioengineering effort was not just about planting crops, but creating a balanced ecosystem that could support a variety of life forms. Cultural exchanges flourished on Mars as well, mirroring the collaborative spirit back on Earth. Martian settlements hosted art and music festivals, featuring both human and extraterrestrial artists, which helped to knit the colony's community together. These events were broadcast across the galaxy, symbolizing the unity and shared purpose of the interstellar community. Meanwhile, back on Earth, debates and planning sessions abounded regarding the social and ethical implications of colonizing another planet. Universities and think tanks hosted symposiums not unlike the initial Symposium of Stars, discussing the rights and responsibilities of interplanetary colonization. The Galactic Library became a pivotal resource in these debates, offering access to the history of other civilizations that had faced similar challenges. An unforeseen benefit of the Mars terraforming project was its effect on Earth's own environmental policies. Seeing the transformation of Mars from a barren to a burgeoning world reinforced the commitment to maintaining and enhancing Earth's ecosystems. The technologies developed for Mars provided new solutions for Earth, like advanced atmospheric purifiers and more efficient methods of geothermal energy exploitation, which were implemented to reduce the environmental footprint of human civilization further. As Mars's skies slowly turned from a dusty orange to a lighter blue, and as the first hints of green sprouted in its soil, a new chapter in human and galactic history was being written. This undertaking was more than a scientific endeavor. It was a testament to the power of collective ambition and the enduring spirit of exploration that had driven humanity since its earliest days. Now, with the galaxy watching and participating, Mars was not just a new world to inhabit but a symbol of what could be achieved when the cosmos worked together. As Mars blossomed with the hues of life, the unity fostered between Earth and its galactic neighbors grew deeper. This era, now referred to as the harmonization, marked a profound evolution in interstellar relations and environmental stewardship across the cosmos. The successful terraforming of Mars had become a beacon of possibility. This feat catalyzed a series of terraforming initiatives across other star systems, where barren planets were transformed into habitable worlds under the guidance of the Terraforming Accord, a set of principles and techniques developed during the Mars project, now considered standard practice. Back on Earth and Mars, the benefits of the interstellar symposiums continued to ripple through societies. The Galactic Library expanded its collection, now housing not only data and knowledge, but also artifacts from numerous worlds, each a storyteller of a unique cosmic heritage. School curricula on both planets were revised to include not only Earth's history, but the history of the galaxy, teaching young minds about the vastness and diversity of life beyond their world. Technological advancements surged as a direct result of interspecies collaboration. Quantum communication networks, established to span vast interstellar distances without the lag of traditional signals, now facilitated nearly instantaneous dialogue between Earth, Mars, and other entities within the galaxy. This network became the backbone of the new galactic economy and diplomacy, enabling a synchronization of efforts against common threats like cosmic hazards and rogue asteroids. Healthcare, too, saw remarkable innovations. A joint medical program between Earth and the healers of the Pleiades system led to the eradication of several diseases that had once plagued human populations. Alien biotechnology, combined with human genetic research, brought about new treatments that extended life expectancy and enhanced quality of life across diverse environments. Amidst these advancements, the Galactic Council, once a nascent idea, was now a robust governing body. It coordinated efforts to ensure that the rights of all planetary populations were respected, and that the resources of one world were not exploited at the expense of others. It was a new model of governance, based not on power or dominance, but on mutual respect and shared benefits. Cultural exchanges became a cornerstone of galactic harmony. The Festival of Worlds, an annual event rotating through various planets, celebrated the cultural richness of the galaxy. Here, beings from different planets shared their music, art, and traditions, weaving a tapestry of cultural narratives that enriched every participant. As Earthlings looked up at the stars, they no longer saw distant, cold points of light. Instead, they saw the worlds of their neighbors, partners, and friends. The night sky was a canvas of shared dreams and aspirations, a reminder of their journey from isolation to a central hub in a thriving galactic community. The harmonization culminated with the signing of the Unity Charter, ratified on Mars with representatives from every member of the Galactic Council. The Charter was not merely a document, but a declaration of a shared future, promising to protect and nurture the cosmic ecosystem. In the twilight of this transformational era, as the sun set over the red plains of Mars now streaked with green, a sense of peace prevailed. Humanity had not only averted its own extinction, but had ignited a stellar renaissance, proving that even the starriest of nights could be brightened by the light of unity and cooperation. The cosmos, once vast and intimidating, was now a place of community and ceaseless wonder, a home for all who traversed its mysteries.